Be me, 32 self-proclaimed serial entrepreneur and digital nomad currently living in a studio apartment that smells like stale vape juice and unwashed laundry. But on Instagram, I'm a CEO and wealth consultant. Have about 12K followers. Mostly bots and other desperate dudes trying to sell courses. My bio says escaping the matrix and passive income expert. Reality is I resell Alibaba junk on Amazon and dabble in crypto shitcoins, make about $28,000 a year. If it's a good year, mom still pays my phone bill. Convince myself this is temporary suffering for future empire building. Get invited to a college reunion weekend at a lakehouse. Haven't seen these people in 5 years. Figure it's the perfect time to show off my freedom. Most of them are corporate drones. Probably miserable in their cubicles, I pack my one good suit bought at Zara 3 years ago, and my business casual wear, which consists of tight polos and loafers without socks. Drive up in my leased BMW 3 Series. The lease is eating 40% of my monthly income, but image is everything. Arrive at the lakehouse. It's massive glass walls, infinity pool, 3 stories. Turns out my old roommate, Josh, rented it. Josh is a boring software engineer, probably hates his life. And the free man has arrived. Joke doesn't land. Everyone is greeting each other warmly. They look healthy, rested, not the miserable corporate slaves I imagined. Then I see her standing by the kitchen island. New girl. Never met her before. Friend of Josh's fiancé. Her name is Elena. She's an absolute 10/10 brunette. Sundress, minimal makeup, but glowing skin. Looks traditional. Feminine, submissive. Exactly my type. I've been ranting on Twitter for months about how modern women are ruined. How I need a high-value woman who understands a man's mission, someone who will cook, clean, and support the king. Elena looks like she fits the bill. I make my move immediately, walk over, lean against the counter. Nice spread. Shame about the seed oils and the hummus, though. She looks at me confused. Oh, hi. I'm Elena. Marcus, CEO of Apex Prestige Media. It's literally just a Discord server and an LLC file for $50. She smiles politely. Nice to meet you. What kind of media? We specialize in high-level brand strategy and algorithmic dominance. I use a lot of buzzwords. She nods, goes back to chopping vegetables. That sounds intense. It is, but that's the price of freedom. I don't answer to a boss, Wexen, anyhow. I gesture grandly to the lake. Could make $1,000 right now from my phone. I couldn't. My portfolio is down 60% this month. She smiles again. That must be nice. I decide she's interested. Clearly, she's impressed by the alpha energy. Dinner time rolls around. Everyone sits at this massive oak table. Josh is grilling steaks. I'm seated across from Elena. Next to her is some guy named Ben. Ben looks like a generic NPC. Glasses, dad bod, wearing a plain t-shirt, probably an accountant or HR guy. Decide to assert dominance. Unbothered, I'm a structural engineer, mostly bridge infrastructure. I scoff loudly. Bridges? Right. Trading hours for dollars. Classic. The table goes quiet. Josh looks annoyed. Marcus, give it a rest. Just saying, Josh. You guys are building someone else's dream. I'm building my own. I look at Elena to see if she's admiring my rebellion. She's looking at Ben with interest. That sounds fascinating, Ben. My dad was in civil engineering. I interrupt. Engineering is dying. AI will replace it in 5 years. You need to own assets. I launch into my rehearsed speech, the one I give on TikTok live streams to 15 viewers about how jobs are for losers and the only way to live is passive income. I don't believe in the 9-5 trap. I wake up when I want. I answer to no one. I need a partner who understands that lifestyle. A woman who isn't obsessed with career and climbing the ladder. Someone who wants to build a legacy, a family, traditional values. I stare directly at Elena. Modern women bring nothing to the table but attitude and debt. I want peace. I want a woman who keeps herself fit, cooks, and follows my lead. If I'm providing the empire, she needs to provide the home. Silence at the table again. Josh's fiancée, Sarah, looks like she wants to stab me with a steak knife. And where is this empire, Marcus? Sarah asks, her tone is sharp. It's being built, Sarah. You can't see the foundation of a skyscraper when it's underground. I have liquid assets, crypto positions, e-commerce stores. I'm looking for a wife, not a business partner. I provide the security. She provides the femininity. I take a sip of wine. Feeling triumphant, I've stated my standards. High-value men have standards. Ben clears his throat. So, Marcus, you own property? I sneer. Property is a liability in this market. I rent. Flexibility. I can move to Bali tomorrow. Right, Ben says. And health insurance? Scam. I pay cash if I need a doctor, which I don't because I biohack. I take supplements I buy from Alex Jones. Elena speaks up, soft voice, very polite. So you want a traditional wife? Someone who stays home? Exactly, I beam. She gets it. A woman who doesn't work, who raises the kids, who manages the household. Yes, that is the natural order. She nods slowly, and to support that, a traditional husband usually provides everything, right? Of course, like a house, a stable income, retirement savings, college funds for the children. Money isn't real, Elena. Fiat is collapsing. I operate in the new economy. She puts her fork down. Okay, but if the internet goes down, or crypto crashes, how do you feed this traditional family? I hustle, I'm a hunter. What did you hunt last year? The question hangs in the air. What? Financially? What was your net take home? That's private, but let's just say I'm comfortable. Sarah laughs, Marcus. You asked to borrow $200 from Josh for gas to get here. My face gets hot, cash flow issue. My funds are staked. They're locked for 30 days. You're 32, Sarah says. You live in a studio apartment. I'm a minimalist. You drive a leased car you can't afford. It's a write-off. Elena looks at me. Her eyes aren't admiring anymore. They're pitying Marcuses, she says gently. I'm actually very traditional. My ears perk up. I want a family. I love cooking. I want to support a husband. See? I point at her. She gets it. But, she continues, a traditional woman needs a traditional man, a captain, a protector, a provider. I am that man. No, she says. You're a dependent. Excuse me. You depend on your parents, your friends, and hustles. That's not a provider. That's a child. I have standards, I sputter. I demand excellence. You demand a woman bring everything, youth, beauty, domestic labor, submission, while you bring what? I bring vision, leadership. You brought cheap wine and asked for gas money, Ben says quietly. I slam my hand on the table. You don't understand the mindset. You're all sheep. I'm going to be a multimillionaire in 2 years. You've been saying that since freshman year, Josh points out. Elena, I turn to her. Don't listen to them. They're settling. You and I, we could be a power couple. Look at me. I'm in shape. I'm ambitious. I'm red-pilled. I know the truth. I don't date guys under 6 feet, she says. I freeze I'm 5'9" inches on a good day. 5'10" inches in my boots. Height is genetic. That's superficial. But you demanding a woman be under 120 pounds is an axe. That's health. That's discipline. And height is protection, she counters. Genetically. That's unfair. So are your standards, Marcus? She picks up her wine glass. I own my apartment. I'm a pediatrician. I max out my 401k. I run marathons. I have standards too. I want a man who is financially literate, who owns land, who is emotionally stable, and who doesn't need to scream about being an alpha to feel like a man. She turns to Ben. Ben, tell me more about the bridge project. Ben smiles. Well, the tension cables are actually really interesting. They start talking, ignoring me completely. I look around the table. Everyone is eating, chatting. The air in the room has shifted. I'm not the king holding court. I'm the court jester. I feel a vibration in my pocket. Check phone under the table notification from Coinbase. Your position has been liquidated. Lost another $400. That was my grocery money for the month. I look at Elena. She's laughing at something Ben said, touching his arm. Ben, the bridge guy with the dad bod. Because Ben is real, and I'm just a walking Instagram caption. I stand up abruptly. I'm going for a walk. To align my chakras. Walk out to the deck. It's cold. I can see them through the glass. Warm. Laughing, sharing food. I pull out my vape, take a hit, cough violently, open Twitter, type out. Normies will never understand the loneliness of the top. They laugh now, but they'll be crying when the system collapses. #grindset, #alpha, #lonewolf, 0 likes, 0 retweets. Look at my reflection in the glass door. Suit is too tight, hairline is receding, eyes look tired. Stomach grumbling because I didn't finish my steak. I realize I have to ask Josh for gas money again to get home. But first, I have to survive the rest of the weekend watching the perfect trad wife fall for the beta waggy. Because the beta actually pays his bills, and the alpha is sleeping on a pull-out couch. I go back inside. Nobody looks up. I sit down, eat my cold steak in silence. Ben is side. Golden retriever. She looks delighted. I love dogs, she says. Does he like hiking? Loves it, Ben says. I take him up to my cabin in Vermont on weekends. You have a cabin? Yeah, built it myself a few years back. Elena's eyes practically sparkle. I hate Ben. I hate Elena. I hate bridges. But mostly, deep down in the place I don't talk about, I hate that they're right later that night. Everyone is by the fire pit making s'mores. I stay in my room, scrolling through TikTok, watching Top G clips trying to recharge the delusion. Women only want money. The guy on the screen says, yes, I whisper. That's the problem. It's them. Not me. But the voice in my head is getting quieter, and the silence in the room is getting louder. I hear Elena laughing downstairs. It sounds happy. Genuine. I check my bank account, $14.32. I turn off the phone, stare at the ceiling. Be me, 32 alone. High value. And absolutely worthless. Day 2 of the trip. Wake up at 11 a.m. Missed the group. Breakfast. Walk downstairs wearing my future billionaire hoodie. Kitchen is spotless. Note on the counter. We went hiking. Back at 2. There's coffee and up was a genuine hujjatil. And Felix MIB, genuine 100 for the trip. Wake up at 11 a.m. Missed the group. They didn't wake me up. Probably assumed the lion needs his sleep. Pour coffee. It's cold. Microwave it. Sit at the island where Elena destroyed me last night. Replay the conversation in my head. Find ways I could have won. I should have mocked his bridge safety record. I should have told her pediatricians are just glorified babysitters. L'esprit de l'escalier, spirit of the staircase. Hitting hard, decide to do some work to prove them wrong. Open laptop, check my dropshipping store. 0 orders today. 0 orders yesterday. 1. Crypto Discord. Everyone is panicking. Hot all boys. Diamond hands. I type, buy the dip. This is where wealth is made. Feel a momentary rush of authority, then remember I have $14, can't buy the dip, can't even buy chips, decide to raid Josh's fridge, eat 3 yogurts and a bag of turkey slices. Feel for the machine. They come back around 2:30 p.m. sweaty, energized, smelling like pine and fresh air. Elena is wearing athletic leggings and a tight tank top. She looks incredible. Ben is wearing dorky hiking boots but looks happy. Josh and Sarah are holding hands. Morning sunshine. Josh says you missed a great trail. Market doesn't sleep. It's Saturday. Ben notes crypto is 24/7. Benjamin, you wouldn't understand. Elena walks past me to get water. She doesn't even look at me. She's not being mean. She's just indifferent. That hurts more than the insults to her. I'm not a threat or a prospect. I'm furniture, annoying furniture. We're taking the boat out, Sarah announces. Who's in? I'm down. Elena says, me too. Ben says I look at the boat from the window. It's a Mastercraft nice boat, Marcus. Josh asks, you coming? Or are you too busy closing deals? I want to say no, I want to stay here and sulk. But I also want to see Elena in a bikini. My lizard brain wins. I can spare an hour. My team can handle the logistics. I have no team. We get on the boat, Josh, driving. Ben and Elena sit in the back. I sit in the front, trying to look cool with the wind in my hair. My hair is thinning, so it probably looks like a comb-over in a hurricane. We stop in the middle of the lake. Beers are passed around. Elena takes off her cover-up. She has abs, actual, visible abs. I look down at my stomach. Power belly. I tell myself, stored energy. Ben takes his shirt off. He's not ripped, but he's solid, broad shoulders, strong arms from building decks or whatever, no six-pack. But he looks like he could carry a log. I keep my shirt on. Sun is dangerous. UV rays lower testosterone. I say, nobody asks. Elena cracks a beer. So Ben, she asks. You said you built your cabin. Yeah, took me 2 summers. My dad helped with the framing. That is so sexy, she says. She didn't mean to say it that loud. She covers her mouth. Laughs, I mean impressive. It's impressive. Ben blushes. Thanks. It's nothing fancy. Just off-grid enough to be peaceful. Off-grid. I interrupt. I thought you were a slave to the grid, Ben. A bridge man. I like balance, Ben says calmly. I work hard, I make good money, I invest in real things. Like wood and solar panels, real things, I scoff. Wood rots. Solar degrades. Bitcoin is eternal. Bitcoin didn't exist 15 years ago. Elena says, it's mathematics. It's pure truth. Marcus, Sarah sighs, don't start. I'm just saying. Ben is playing house. I'm playing the future. Ben is playing I own a second home at 32. Josh laughs. What do you own, Marcus? I own my sovereignty. Does sovereignty pay rent? Elena asks. Her tone is sharper today. Does sovereignty keep you warm? It keeps me free from the matrix. I yell over the wind. You're in the matrix, Marcus. Ben says softly. You're obsessed with the matrix. You define yourself by it. You're not free. You're just unemployed and angry. The boat goes silent. Even the engine seems to quiet down. I'm not unemployed. I whisper. I'm an entrepreneur. What was your last sale? Ben asks, what? Your dropshipping store. When was the last time someone bought something? I hesitate. Thursday. What did they buy? A. Galaxy projector lamp. Profit margin $4.50. Ben nods, so you made $4.50 this week. It's about volume. Scaling. I make $85 an hour just sitting here being on call. Ben says that's passive income. I have no comeback. My brain is scrambling for a Tate quote, a Rogan clip, anything. You're a beta provider. I shout. She'll get bored of you. She needs a challenge. A warrior. Elena looks at Ben, then looks at me, Marcus Seuss says. I'm 28. I work 60 hours a week saving sick kids. I don't want a challenge. I want peace. I want someone who calls when they say they will. Who can pay for dinner? Who doesn't make me feel like I have to audition for the role of woman? Ben is peace. You are chaos. And not the cool, dangerous kind of chaos. The exhausting, sad kind. She turns back to Ben. Can we go swimming? Ben smiles. Yeah. Let's go. They jump off the back of the boat together. Splash ladder, I sit in the boat. Josh looks at me. Dude, you gotta stop. Stop what? The act. We know. Know what? We know you're broke. We know you moved back into that studio because your parents stopped paying for the condo. We know the consulting firm is fake. We invited you because we miss the old Marcus, the guy who was funny, who liked movies. Who played guitar? Not this. Internet caricature. I look down at my hands. They're shaking slightly. The old Marcus was a loser, I say. The old Marcus was fun. Sarah says this Marcus is just lonely. I don't respond. Watch Ben and Elena in the water. He's lifting her up. She's laughing, holding his shoulders. It looks like a movie scene, the kind of scene I thought I deserved. Just for existing, just for being a man. But I haven't done anything to earn it. I haven't built the cabin. I haven't worked the hours. I haven't developed the character. I just demanded the reward. I think I'm gonna head back. I say, swim back? Josh asks, no. Just drop me at the dock. They drive me back. I get out, walk up to the house, pack my bag. My suit goes back in the garment bag. My loafers go in the duffel. I leave a note for Josh emergency client meeting. Had to fly to Dubai. Thanks for the crib. I know he knows it's a lie. I know he knows I'm driving back to my $900/month box, but I can't face them at dinner. I can't watch Benwin drive home in silence. No podcasts, no audiobooks, just the sound of tires on pavement. Stop at a gas station, card gets declined for $20 gas, insufficient funds. Have to use the emergency credit card my dad gave me for car repairs only. Buy gas and a Slim Jim, eat the Slim Jim in the parking lot. Crying just a little bit, just a single tear, wipe it away. Instantly allergies, I say to no, one get home. Apartment is freezing, heater is broken. Sit on my floor mattress. Open Instagram. See a story from Elaine. It's a picture of the sunset over the lake. Caption, peace found. Less than 3 inches tagged. Ben, I block her block. Ben block, Josh block, Sarah. They're holding me back. I say aloud, they're blue-pilled. I'm the prize. Open my laptop, go to 4chan/biz/type. Just mog at a bunch of normies at a lakehouse. They couldn't handle the truth. Wag me. Hit post, wait for the replies. Based, says one user. Real, says another. I smile. The screen light is the only warmth in the room. I am alone. I am broke. I am miserable. But at least here in the green text, I am a king. 6 months later, my lease on the BMW is up. Can't renew it. Driving a 2008 Honda Civic now. Tell people I'm going gray, man. To avoid kidnappers. Still living in the studio. Dropshipping store. Got banned from Amazon for counterfeit goods. Pivoted to AI art generation services, meaning I type prompts into Midjourney and charge boomers $50. It pays the internet bill. Sometimes mom calls, Marcus, are you coming for Thanksgiving? Depends on my schedule. Ma, Q4 is crazy. Your cousin David is bringing his new fiance. Who is it? Oh, you remember her. Elena? She was at that wedding thing with Josh? My blood runs cold. Elena? The doctor? Yes, she's marrying David's friend Ben. But they're all coming. Ben the bridge guy, the guy with the cabin. I can't make it, Ma. I have a summit in Miami. Oh, Marcus, you always work so hard. Yeah, that's the grind. Hang up, stare at the wall, open a folder on my desktop titled Empire. It contains 3 half-finished business plans and a vision board. Delete the folder, open a new browser tab, entry-level jobs near me. Scroll past warehouse associate, scroll past data entry. See junior project coordinator, construction firm, requirements. Organized, willing to learn, humble. Humble, I look at my reflection in the black screen, still trying to look like a model, still failing. Close the tab, open Twitter. They want you to work 9. 5, so you're too tired to rebel. Stay strong, kings. Post 1, like it's a bot. I eat a cup of ramen, it's cold, but I refuse to microwave these radiation. And I have standards.